Today it is time to break down Ambrosia, which is one of the smaller little towns but still a very big industrial place in Grand Theft Auto 6. You're gonna learn about every single detail of every single screenshot that we've got from the website of GTA 6. And by the end of the video you have learned everything there is to learn about Ambrosia, so let's get to the first image, which is actually a moving image right here. And this was part of the postcard, where on the website when you scroll it shows the moving image. Well, here we have the actual image right here, and you see that there is a beautiful orange sky with a lot of industrial buildings and some cars driving. You see some American flags right here, as well as right here on this building, suggesting that there is a lot of pride from the true Americans in this place. And there's also some other pride which we'll get to. But I just love the way these smoke puffs emitting from these industrial poles is being affected by the light. It is so realistic, so cool. There is some branding going on here, and on this building as well. And overall, it's a pretty dark image, which I found very curious because most of Ambrosia and Port Gellhorn as well is just dark images. And I feel like they're doing this, first of all, to give a little contrast, but also to kind of tease these places instead of just outright giving you the whole satellite map image of what it's gonna be. And honestly, it looks beautiful. There's a lot of cars parked, or in this case this car is probably parking or driving away, one of those two. And you can see that they're not parked perfectly. They're all not really exactly in the right spot, which gives a little realism to the game. And what I kind of hope is that every single one of these cars has a pedestrian in them that is actually working in these places. And if you follow them around, you can actually follow them to their home, see where they live, see what kind of work they do. Maybe they put on working clothes when they're at home before they drive and commute to their work. I don't know if that level of realism is going to be in the game, but given the NPC patents, it might actually be the case. You have another parking spot with one car and a guy behind it just standing there. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this image, because I actually love it. Is that a big bird on there? I think that's a big bird. Super nice. Now, if we visit the Rockstar GTA 6 website, we can see that there is a little text right here about Ambrosia saying, "Keeping Leonida sweet. The battle for the health and wealth of Leonida begins here." In the heart of Leonida, so in the middle of the map basically, which we know this is where Ambrosia is. It's literally in the middle of the map, kind of southwest to Lake Leonida, east to Port Gellhorn, northwest to Vice City, obviously very north to the Leonida Key, and south to Mount Calaga. Right in the middle, in the heart of Leonida, American industry and old school values still reign supreme, whatever the cost. The Allied Crystal, which is a sugar refinery, provides the jobs, while the local biker gang provides almost everything else. And visiting that first screenshot of Ambrosia, looking at the biker gang called Final Chapter MC, you can already tell by the diversity billboard and as well as the other side politically leaning boards, there is a big not only culture war but also a kind of political war going on, just kind of like in real life. And there were a lot of people when GTA 6 trailer 1 came out creating false fake rumors about the game being quote-unquote like woke or too progressive, too diverse, or any of that type of stuff. And we know now that in GTA 6, which I have predicted a long time ago, yes, there is going to be diversity because GTA has always had that, and it's always been commenting on political movements. And so you can see how satirical they are taking it, just like every other GTA, in classic Grand Theft Auto fashion. For example, with this proud allies of diversity and treats, and you have a white Oreo, you have a sandwich Oreo, you have a brown cookie, and you have a whatever this is, and there is a rainbow, and it says America's blah 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 brand, probably America's most inclusive brand or something, making fun of the American left politically. And then here on the left side of the screenshot, you have more of the red, which is the political right in America, where Aaron Henshaw is running for mayor. And I am not sure if this is also a campaign for the left or the right. All these signs are red, which is technically in real life in America the right. But Aaron Henshaw, which is kind of a non-binary name, I guess. It could be a guy or a girl. So maybe it is the left that is campaigning. You also see this rainbow, which I don't know really what it says. Kiever or something. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, this Aaron Henshaw is definitely campaigning. And I feel like Ambrosia is just a big culture war where politically everything is seemingly going to lean left, while the biker gang is the most right-wing group of people there is. And so maybe the people who are not in a gang, just living there, going to work, kind of want to get rid of these biker gangs and the drugs, and that's why they are going to vote more to the left. But Ambrosia, whenever Jason and Lucia are visiting Ambrosia, there's definitely gonna be a lot of political discourse that you'll probably become a part of and do missions and corrupt the whole election for mayor, which would be very fun because it's gonna expose and make fun of the real life counterparts within the elections. Now let's move on to the rest of the image. Here are some of the license plates, and you see that this version of the Leonida license plate has a cool flamingo, but there's also a orange one, and I'm not sure what the difference is. Maybe you can tell me in the comments. Here is another version of the license plate, which has a little bit of a different font than this one, even though the color is both white. This seems more like of a broken white is what it calls, a little bit more toward like yellow. And then here again you have the flamingo one, and back here, and also I think here, you have the Gloriana license plate, which brings up a lot of speculation, and a lot of people have already talked about this. Gloriana is supposed to be Georgia, which is right on top of, in real life, Florida, which explains the mountain in the back, because Florida is mostly flat and Georgia does have mountains. And this is Mount Calaga. I already made a video about Mount Calaga, so after this video, if you haven't watched that one, you can go and watch it. And I think right here you have the fire department. And again, the Eric Henshaw, the right choice for Ambrosia, so I guess it's right leaning. You have some flags saying that they are open. A lot of American flags, so it really is the right versus the left. And if you want to go to the Ambrosia County Sheriff's Office, you gotta go and turn ahead. One thing I didn't mention is that Aaron Henshaw has a sign saying, "Finally a politician with balls." Very nice. I also like the clothing on these bikers. A lot of kind of stickers, and they have different stickers of it. Of course, this little logo is the same as here. For example, this eagle that's super jacked, flexing on us with an American flag, is not apparent on this one. So I wonder if there's like sticker accessories that you can put on your clothes. We've already known that Rockstar Games' Grand Theft Auto 6 is full of tattoos. When the characters are walking around, driving around, everybody has a lot of tattoos. And they all have a different logo of the final chapter in some type of way. You have the skull with the book saying MC, but like the text is all kind of different. Here you can see the prices of the gas. I don't know if it's expensive in America. Here you have a shop of used cars, which I wonder if you can buy actual used cars as well as new cars. Maybe the used cars is easier to like launder or something. Maybe used cars are easier to break into and steal instead of like a brand new car selling garage. We don't know. And if somebody knows what this says, put a timestamp in here, explain it to me. MC Details, I don't know. And again, I love the lighting and the color of the lighting. For some reason, also the fog and all the little details here on the side of the road. It's so beautiful. And also like this concrete on the road, or I don't think it's concrete, but this material on this road, and also this road, so detailed, lots of different stuff. They probably have some tech in there that randomizes all that stuff, or it's painstakingly textured by hand. That could also be possible. You can also see that all these characters have different positions, so everybody has different movements, doing different stuff. And just look at the paint jobs of these motorcycles. These motorcycles are so cool. You have this beautiful red one with some stickers on it, with nice exhaust pipes. If you're a motor guy, let me know what all these motors are. Now you have this one which has some cargo for in the back. Nice little blue clean paint job right there. Then you have another red one which looks very cool. You even can see the suspension and everything. And is this a face or is this something else? I don't know. This one almost like snake type paint job. Really cool. You cannot really see the paint job of this one, but it still looks dope. Here as well. And you see that the license plates are also positioned differently. So this guy has the license plate right behind the wheel. This guy has it next to the wheel. And you can see the differences in that. And maybe you can just choose that when you go to a mod shop. You can change it to this. I personally think this, it's a trade-off, right? You want to see the cool big boy wheels, and you don't want the license plates to be in front of it. But also, this is not really that clean and symmetrical as this. So it's a trade-off. Which one do you prefer? Let me know in the comments. Overall, a really beautiful screenshot. And also the cool little hats and wearables and different hairstyles. Super cool. And last but not least, the big discussion: will you be able to fuel your car and other vehicles? There has been gas stations in every GTA, more for aesthetics, enhanced by mods from the fans to be able to pump up your car. But will it be a feature in GTA 6? We still don't know. It's still a surprise. Okay, next screenshot. Boom, and then we have this one. And this is a very curious case. You see this light ray right here at the top that isn't really here in this side. Back here there's also some light rays. I love the way the lighting looks, and this seems to be a very, very bright spot. And in my last video about Port Gellhorn, there was a baseball field, and it kind of looks like this is again a baseball field. Let me know if it is. It kind of looks like one. And then here we have a raceway, which is super dope. And I imagine that, yeah, these are two different things, right? These are two separate things, because there is a bridge and a road in between them. You can also see that the water is very clean, or at least like very smooth here. And there's a lot of cars driving up and down. You see the beautiful light from the headlights. Really nice. And then here, back here, you have some more like roads and areas, as well as back here. Look at how big this map is, man. And it's all foggy in the back, so we don't know where the end is of this map. We don't know. It might be that there is a lot of stuff behind here that we just cannot see because of not really the draw distance, but the creative smoke and clouds they've put here. Like even all the way here in the back, there's like this industrial place. You can see here these cool cars and some benches, and there's also a car with like a boat thing where you can put a boat on it, as well as this caravan right here having the same thing. And I'm guessing that you can just put your boat on here and go sailing just like this guy probably just did because he's leaving with his boat. And then here you have that famous fan boat as seen in the grass rivers. Again, here you have another little boat. Cyberboy will probably let you know which one that is. And then here you have some more like industrial area. I'm not sure what this is, but it looks very cool. And again, it shows you the contrast between light and dark really well. Here, obviously, there's not a lot of light. Maybe this is, yeah, this is the light from the boat emitting on the water and all the little foliage. But all the rest is either light coming from the city or maybe from the moon. We don't know where the moon is, but it all looks very nice. And you can even see that I think that this light source here is even reflected on this water right here. Very nice as well. And then if we go here, zoom in a little bit, there is some more industrial area. This might be, and correct me if I'm wrong, but where I live, there is a place where you can go with your boat and the water goes like a couple of meters up or a couple of meters down in order to get to the next kind of water. So maybe that is this. Let me know if I'm right. And here you have that building again with the American flag that we've seen in the first little moving screenshot, if you remember it. So that's that. And some more industrial areas. And this, I think, is, and correct me if I'm wrong again, but I think this is the Vice City Airport, maybe? Correct me if I'm wrong. We're all speculating here, right? And I don't know everything. I'm not an expert. I'm just enjoying what we'll get in GTA 6 and sharing my enjoyment with you guys. So next screenshot, pretty simple one. We have this couple right here, which I assume is a couple. And one thing that I see immediately is how detailed the eyes are in Grand Theft Auto 6. And also like the eyelids and every little detail on each face of each NPC. Now, we don't know if this is going to be a mission giver or something else. It's probably not going to be a regular character just walking around as an NPC. We'll probably hear them as a voice actor and everything else and have some interactions with them. But they look very dope. You can see that the beard has different shades, like he's getting a little bit gray, I guess. And here on top it's blonde, and here it's dark blonde, and she just has straight up blonde hair that might be dyed. She has a nice looking gun right here, the Mustang 357, with a woman tattooed on her shoulder that looks way prettier than her, to be honest. And this leather detail is also amazing. Another day motorcycle, so I think that she Enforcer. And here you have Liberty City Cycles. So maybe they did a road trip all the way from Liberty City to here, we don't know. Here we have a nice little motorcycle, and the thing that I'm most excited about is this garbage right here. Because here we have the stunt garbage from Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5, the famous stunt garbage where you just can drive off to there and fall off. And I'm wondering what's behind this because you cannot really see anything. Maybe this is Lake Leonida or something. A lot of water right there. And a building that doesn't really say much about the area. Maybe it does, and the Macpin project already knows, but yeah. Also, nice necklace, sunglasses, accessories, chains, and everything. Looking really cool. Next one is this screenshot right here. They are burning these crops. They are burning on this little farm, and I have asked this my audience before, and they say it's actually a method to farm a little bit faster and more efficient, so that's really nice. I love the way the sun reflects on like this water and goes through the smoke, and this fire looks really nice. There's a nice little plane right here. There's again some industrial buildings here. It's nice to see some rural areas right here. Also this electrician construction right here, which Annie Austin will do a lot of videos about, or probably one good video. And then another, I think, radio tower right here, looking really nice. And the clouds, man, it's just really beautiful, kind of greenish hue almost right there. It's super nice. Also here is like a car. This might be, I don't know, man, it's too pixelated, but it could be Jason or something. We don't know, we just don't know. And there's another car right here. Yeah, it's a dope screenshot. Really nice. I love it. It's so good to see all the trees and crops and foliage finally, as Rockstar intended it to be, as detailed as it is right here. It's really amazing. And again, the light impacting the way these smoke puffs look, just like right here. It's beautiful. And this is all in real time. Well, it's supposed to be. You know, this is a screenshot, but it's all in real time. And then the last screenshot right here. This character has a lot of cameos in a lot of screenshots and part of the trailer, but we just don't have an official name for the character. If somebody knows the name, I know that there is a name out there. I feel like also because of the leaks, and I think this guy was in one of those leaks in the Port Gellhorn motel at the pool. This is that guy. You see the flip-flops, which we've seen in other screenshots as well, and we have some big old assets right here. And this is what I talked about in my gore video. There is some technology that does the sweat, like this sweat right here going down, and it all has to do with liquids. And so you can see that it is very, very realistic the way this soap is being cleaned and the movement of it and the detail of it. I can't believe I'm talking about soap in Grand Theft Auto 6, but hey, that's what it is. You can see the inside of this car, pretty modern car. A lot of controls, and in the 2022 footage we've also seen that there is some vehicle management controls that we can do. Maybe that's a cut feature, maybe it is still in the game, but it seems like all of these features are actually accessible for you as a player to use. So we have here some carbon fiber, some control stats, the oil. We have again the detail of the leather of the car, or like the car material, the dashboard. I love how these hairs are so detailed on this character. And her hair is also very good looking. Also little nose piercing. And even these little lights, maybe you can turn them on and it shows you the interior lighting. That would be very cool. I wonder if you can do this as like an activity and just go wash your car all day. Very nice. Go in first person and just look around, if you know what I mean. So yeah, very nice. Even buttons on the steering wheel. Very, very modern car. And I love this screenshot. So that has been it for Ambrosia. Let me know if you had any findings in this video that I didn't mention. And thank you so much to all the members of the channel. If you want to become a member, you can click the join button. And I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.